Hey y'all, it's Gabe here, and I'm gonna do this Q&A that I started on Instagram about a month ago, but due to work and my schedule being what it is, I haven't really gotten around to answering your questions, so I'm going to now. And on that note, let's get started. So basically how this is going to go down is that I'm going to answer most of the questions. I'm going to skip over ones that keep repeating, but hopefully I'll be able to get around to everyone's questions, and if need be, I will make a part 2. So first question is, what is the most noticeable difference mentally that you have experienced in starting your transition? Mentally, the first noticeable difference is that I had a fog of clouds clouding my brain. I couldn't think straight for a very long, and then once I put testosterone on, everything started to make a lot more sense. I knew where I was going, what I wanted to do, what I needed to do, at least transition wise, and it didn't happen till later that I started to know what I wanted to do. As for anything else that didn't involve transition, where my life is gonna go, what career I wanted, what do I see myself in 5 years or 10 years even. So the fact that I don't have a looming horde of clouds in my brain clouding my thinking is amazing, and there have been a lot more mental changes, but that's the first one I really noticed. The next question is, do you get uncomfortable when people call you daddy? No. Is it okay and worth it to go on T and still be feminine? I personally think it's totally okay, because honestly, in my opinion, how you express your gender is completely different to what you feel comfortable in. So if you want to be considered a feminine guy, then go for it. You do you. I really don't have a problem with that. I know there's a couple of trans masculine people that have problems with that, and honestly I can't fathom why, because it's not really affecting them and it's not who they are. Then that's totally fine, but not to knock what everybody else wants to express themselves as, you know what I mean? This person asked, what made you most comfortable before testosterone? I think what made me more comfortable was the fact that I was able to immerse myself in video games, especially massive multiplayer online roleplay games. So I would always choose a masculine character instead of the female if I had a choice in between, and if I was always a masculine character by default, I literally lit up with joy, and I was able to pass myself off as a guy to many of the people I interacted with on these video games. So the fact that I was able to do that was amazing, and I really enjoyed it, and I just felt so at home, and a lot of people didn't know that I was a female behind the screen. Most people just assumed I was a total dude, because I guess the way I talk, the way I carried myself in conversations. So video games and online personas and all these role-playing games literally helped me be the most comfortable before testosterone, before pre-everything even. So a lot of people find comfort in the most interesting things, and I guess for me, being the dork I am, it was video games. If you went to a gender therapist before getting on T, is it worth going to one? I wish I could answer this question, but I didn't go to a gender therapist. I was originally looking for one, but then my boyfriend told me about an informed consent clinic to just bypass that process, and I just signed up there, signed a form saying I know what the risks are, and bam, I got my T-shot 3 months later, and I never looked back at all. So I'm probably not the best person to ask that question. What advice do you have for trans folk trying to save for surgery? I think the best way to save for surgery is to start identifying things that you really know you need to buy on a frequent basis, stop eating out, at restaurants, or having breakfast made and lunch for you, and start brown bagging it to work. Finding all the loose change you can that I personally don't like. I prefer bills, and a lot of the change just tends to go in a little jar, and you can take it to the bank and turn that into money if you keep that habit up. Basically start pinching pennies, so to speak, and maybe if able to, you can open a GoFundMe, and maybe your friends and family would be able to donate, and all those cool things like that. And maybe you could have a garage sale, maybe you could offer some talents, draw people for this much money, or I will do musical gigs, or basically offer yourself as a way to make more money by using your talents, or maybe find a second job if need be, or be able to ask people for maybe some money. Sometimes you kind of have to swallow your pride if you really want it enough, but the trick is to start getting money anywhere that you are willing and are able to get that money. Like, it could be from through donations or selling stuff you don't need anymore, or like doing using your special talents to get that money, you know, like offering art commissions if you're an artist, or doing gigs at places if you're a musician, and that kind of thing. You basically have to really be smart about it and be proactive, because no one is going to want that surgery more than you. And I hope that helps. That's basically how I was able to get my surgery in, but also with the help of a surgery fund. Thank you so much, Point of Pride. Who was your celebrity crush growing up? My celebrity crush was Gabrielle Union. I watched Daddy's Little Girls and all these movies, and for some reason I really liked her a lot, for reasons I can't really fathom. I just thought she was the most beautiful woman I've ever seen, the most beautiful actress ever, and I've been in love with her since. Just don't tell my boyfriend. And we get to the question of, do you have a girlfriend or boyfriend? And a month ago I probably would have said I am a single as a Pringle, but at this point in time I do have a boyfriend. His name is Logan. You've seen him in a video too if you've been following me for a while, and you've seen him on my Instagram. His name is Logan. He's also a trans guy. I'm a trans-masculine, non-binary person. I use they, them pronouns, and he has had no problem using they, them pronouns when referring to me, and I love him so much. He's the reason why I am who I am today. Because he was the person who took me to Calendar to get my first shot and basically set me up and put me on my way. So before he was my boyfriend, he was like kind of like a big brother kind of person, like trying to guide me through my transition in the early days, and like following up with me when I was like early on teen. My voice was like cracking, so I thank him so much and I love him so much. So Logan, if you're watching this, love you lots. Do you ever have moments when you feel unsure about your transition? Yeah, there have been moments where I was like doubting myself of whether or not T was like the correct way to go for me, because after a while I stopped identifying as a trans guy, and I still don't identify as a trans guy right now. I identify more as a non-binary trans-masculine person, and because for a while I thought women didn't fit me, and then after transitioning on T for a while, physically and socially transitioning, I found that being a man wasn't what I was looking for either. So I basically found the middle ground, which is non-binary, or as I would like to call it, gender neutral, because while I look more masculine than anything else, and most people would look at me and say and use the pronouns he, him, I know in my heart that I'm more in between, neither male or female, or neither man or woman. I don't identify with either masculinity or femininity. I just look the way I am, and that just happens to be what most people would conceive as traditionally masculine. What's your first memory when you thought you might be different in some way? I think it was that time when I was like in 11th grade. I somehow, for whatever reason, I didn't want to wear earrings, and like I felt uncomfortable what I was wearing. Like my bra felt so tight that for some reason, for reasons I didn't even know at the time, I one day got up, my mom wasn't home, I went to my brother's closet, and what I ended up doing was I took out his dress shirt, put on a tank top, like an A shirt, and went to school like that without a bra or anything like that. And I don't know why I did that, but my mom eventually caught me and she kind of punished me for it. But I really enjoyed myself. A lot of people kind of enjoyed what I looked like, but they were a little confused as to why I was dressing like that. And I even surprised myself, because I didn't even know I did that. I kind of acted on impulse, on a strange impulse that I now understand to be me trying to be the most authentic I could be, even if it was for just one school day. Do you leave Minoxidil on 24/7? Do you wash it off after a couple hours? I put it on for 4 hours, and then afterwards it's safe to wash off and like put on some like moisturizer, because it does tend to dry out your skin, though I haven't had that problem since switching from liquid to foam. And because the foam doesn't give me that kind of residue that the liquid did, and it didn't dry on my skin or like burn my skin like the liquid one did. So, but if I was still using the liquid one, I had to moisturize like crazy because that thing is harsh on the skin. I have a few more questions to get through, so it looks like I'm gonna have to make a part B, otherwise this video will be way too long. So stay tuned for part B tomorrow. Alright guys, I will see you all real soon. If you haven't liked this video, click like, and if you haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button. You wouldn't want to miss tomorrow's video, and I will see you all tomorrow.